at streetwise Nottingham Forest.
Certainly aren't. Well, skipper Stuart Pearce is their music while you work man. His tapes drive the team along as they head to games in the Forest coach. Well, Stuart has long been the idol of the City Ground, but he has his own heroes in the world of rock and roll.
Psycho meets the Stranglers. Strange but true. Although this is no nightmare, unless you consider taking 1 point from the last 12 a horror story. This is Psycho, alias Stuart Pearce, off duty. The hard-man defender is a big fan of the hard men of rock. Ryan Giggs 1 minute, rock gigs the next for the Forest captain. Stranglers lead singer Paul Roberts can strut his stuff with the best, and for a change, Stuart Pearce merges into a crowd rather than playing in front of one. And Forest fortunes have struck a chord with the band.
When I was a kid, like 15, 16 sort of thing, the punk movement was quite big then. Obviously the Stranglers, whether they like it or not, they were sort of part of the punk movement. And got involved with them then, got sort of watching the gigs, and obviously their music is obviously better anything than what was going on in the punk movement, really. I think musically they were a lot superior to what was going on, and that's what's probably kept them going now for all the years up to now.
I support really good football, and Forest play really good football, Newcastle play really good football, and I watched Stuart when they went to Division 1, and I'm very glad to see him in Division North, which is in fact the Premier League, pushing for the title, really. I mean, I just really like to see, you know, good football.
When we met Stuart, it was like it was a real buzz, you know, it was a real buzz, and we started looking. And Paul is the football fanatic in the band. I mean, he tells us when the grass is a bit more moist, and why the tactic is such, you know, and why they've only got one sweeper or whatever. You know, he's the philosopher of the band in football terms, and so, you know, we're following him, you know.
Forest have slipped to 5th after having a tough time in recent weeks. They haven't scored for over 6 hours now. They've come up against the big guns of the Premiership in that spell, in Blackburn, Liverpool and Newcastle. But after losing at home to Chelsea, Forest may now have lowered their sights from the top of the Championship to a place in Europe. Somehow, I don't think the Stranglers will be aiming to join them, with an entry for the Eurovision Song Contest.
We've still got our own manager, the one we started out with at the start of the season, so obviously that's a plus. And hopefully we'll go on from there. You know, we've done reasonably well so far, but the proof's in the pudding. Let's come back to me in May and see how we've done then.
The Stranglers may disagree, but there are still heroes, and Stuart Pearce, the idol of the City Ground, the master of the dead ball and the killer tackle, is certainly one of them. They're playing Psycho's tune again at the City Ground.